So, if you're unaware, there's this playlist being produced by Nando V Movies, and it's about villainous moments in film and media. It's called One Villainous Scene, or One Villainous Moment, or something along those lines. I know, but I don't really know at the moment. It's kind of escaping me. And I'm not really involved with it, but I wanted to talk about something, and I was just trying to think, what was the perfect thing that I could talk about? Because I'd seen the Invincible train scene, the Invincible fight scene, The Matrix, and just a few other movies that, they're really iconic villain moments. But there's nothing really in Marvel that's like stands out too much compared to like other villainous things. Like Marvel in terms of villains is not the gold standard. There is just so many other villainous moments that do so much better. So originally I was going to talk about The Boys and the plane scene and maybe something from Stormfront, but it wasn't really that justified. Like Homelander, while being a villain, isn't really that villainous. He's more reckless than anything, and maybe has good intentions, and it just always ends up bad. But I was just playing Ghost of Tsushima, and then I stumbled upon it, the perfect moment. The moment that happens midway through the game, and I haven't actually finished the game, but for those who have, there's probably more moments down the track, considering what the Khan does and how he is. I mean, he's a Mongol, so what else more would you expect? But the moment I'm talking about is midway through the game, basically just after you unlock Ghost Dance, and you go to fight the fortress or the camp where all the Mongols are, and you go in, and Tarka's there, and as you go in, you fight them all off and you kill all the enemies that you have to, but then you move into the next area and Ryuzu's there waiting for you. You talk for a bit and then you have to fight because Jin has to go through and defeat him to save the rest of Tsushima. And yeah, that's pretty good. So they stand in the stance and Jin's ready to fight Ryuzu, and then he just gets like whacked in the back and knocked unconscious. And that's about as far as that goes until you wake up after the camera cut and you're there tied to a post and you look over and Tarka's there. So Tarka was originally the distraction. He'd draw away most of the Mongol forces so Jin would get in easier. And then Jin was going to come back, but Jin didn't. So Tarka, trying to be a hero because he was inspired by Jin, went back to save Jin, but Tarka also got kidnapped. And then Tarka is standing opposing him on the other post. Now that's all fine, Jin's about to escape. He's already loosened the ropes off him. But then the Khan comes over, and that's when things start to get bad. So, for those who haven't played the game, the Khan is a Mongol leader, and he invades the island of Tsushima in his attack of Japan, basically. And he's taken over the island, he's in the castle, and he's the leader of the Mongol forces. So he walks over to Jin and Tarka, who are tied to a post, and he talks to Jin, because Jin is the ghost. He's killing everybody. He's killing all the Mongols forces, his leaders, everybody. And it's incredibly hard to take him down. So he offers Jin the chance to join them, as he has with all the other samurai captives. After he murdered all the samurai, Jin is the last one and he's causing him a lot of trouble. He's the confident, proud leader. Everything's going his way. He's not worried at all. He's so arrogant and boastful. He knows that Jin won't take his offer, but he offers anyway, just in case. The ghost on his side, that would be so good. But then, when he doesn't accept the offer, he unties Tarka, and he presents Tarka a sword, and gives Tarka one option. If you kill Jin, everybody else will survive. Tarka looks at Jin, and he holds the blade up, and it looks like he's thinking about it, but he's not. Tarka is too inspired, and he's too hopeful, and he knows what's right. Instead, he turns around and tries to attack the Khan. The Khan, almost knowing this would happen, counterattacks and pushes him to the ground and just slams his face in the mud. And that right there, that's it. That's pretty bad. It's pretty demoralizing just seeing your friend just get slammed into the ground. But then it goes a bit further. He picks up the sword that Tarka dropped and hacks it into his neck. And yeah, he just murders him straight in front of Jin. But that's not it. He just bends down to the half-severed neck of Tarka, rips off his head, and then holds it in front of Jin, just in front of the camera. All the camera you see on the game is Tarka's head. This isn't a shot that's taken from behind. You are seeing it in full-on motion. That's what's there. That's what's hanging in front of Jin. That shot, that is terrifying. I was playing through the game not expecting that to happen. That actually caught me off guard. See, the thing with games and animated movies and such, because they're not real people, it doesn't really have an effect on you the same way as you saw that in real life. If that was a prosthetic head in a movie, live action movie, that would hit a hell of a lot different. It's the same with the Invincible train scene. It's not really real, so you don't register it. But that would absolutely be terrifying if that was a real person. That would be some horror level movie stuff. But Even when I was playing that, I was shocked. That was something graphic and gruesome that I'm not used to seeing, and that was truly villainous. And this isn't even halfway through the game, and we're seeing stuff like that, and it just exposes the character of the Khan. He's so doesn't care about anything. He's so worn torn and so used to battle. This is another Tuesday for him. Again, he's just going through this. This is what he's about. He already made Ryuzi burn all those people on the pike so he could get into the castle that he was invading willingly, so they just opened the door for him. He is not above this. This is what he does. This is how he fights. But the way that the game presented it and the lead up to it and the music, it was just so graphic and so brutal and so villainous. And it just caught me off guard. At least with shows like The Boys and Invincible, well, not so much Invincible because there's a plot twist at the end that's not really a big plot twist, but The Boys, like, you see it coming. You see Homelander going crazy and you know he's gonna laser eye everybody. And you know, there are scenes that are still shocking, like when he laser eyes through the park and full to people yelling at him. But this, for an animated game, to still get that response out of me, truly a villainous scene, and it just engrossed me even more in the game. Shocking. It just made me hate the guy. That was one truly villainous scene. And that's why I think it needs to be discussed, because it is just a great scene. But anyway, if you're here, thanks for watching. I've been Comiton. Please subscribe for more game, movie, satire, whatever stuff I want to post. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Your uncle said the same thing. But I asked him to end this war.
He refused to be your slave.
I, too, have pride in family. And I know what it's like to live in their shadow. Why should we settle for scraps when we deserve to be legends?
He is a legend.
See? Your people will follow you. Join me and save them.
You want to divide and conquer. You did it to Ryuzo. Not us.
Oh. Your legend does not even care about you. You kill him. You can go.
Run.
Stop! I'll tell you that! Your friend died for you. Now I must find another, and you must choose again.